It's fair to say nobody likes Def Rebel music in WWE.
I hate your music.
Remember how good it used to be? Glass shatters if you smell on this day. And my personal favorite? Holy shit, man. Now this one goes hard. Listen to the bass line right here. Holy shit, man. Completely ignoring the fact that this song deserves a Grammy, it just represents the gimmick so well. He's taken a shit during his theme song. Who's gonna clean it? This man right here. And then he just takes another dump! But anyway, my expectations aren't that high anymore. Def Rebel music is the biggest meme in the WWE at the moment. Some of their music is so bad that even wrestlers reject that shit. Randy Orton apparently rejected a new theme song from Def Rebel. And it just got me thinking, I really wonder how that theme song sounded like.
There's a snake in my boot.
Yeah man, nowadays instead of explosive first 2 seconds of a theme song that instantly lets you know who's actually coming out, we give you catchphrases. You don't want none. And you're right about that. So welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe if you already didn't. Like this video for extra inches on your Coco Jumbo. Your penis. Let's talk about it. Not your pee-pee, the theme song. Let's talk about music.
Music makes you feel something.
It used to. All of you know, I talked about this before so many times, Jim Johnston had an amazing vision for what WWE music needs to sound like. He used to analyze wrestlers, and most of the time, that theme song really describes a wrestler, even if it doesn't have any words. Then we got CFO, who also gave us many bangers. It ain't Jim Johnston, but I think they actually did a decent job looking back. Now we're in the Def Rebel era, and a lot of times, it doesn't necessarily feel like they analyzed the wrestler. It almost feels like they already have a big catalog of music and they apply it to the wrestler. I suspect a use of YouTube's audio library. Now everybody's talking shit about Def Rebel and their music, and rightfully so. Like, I agree, it's not really good, but I'm gonna give you an unpopular opinion. They're not that bad. They're just very inconsistent because, let's be reasonable right here, they gave us a bunch of bangers. Roman's music, I feel like the final boss is coming out. Really fits Roman's character. Rhea Ripley's theme song is one of the greatest songs in WWE history in my opinion. Like literally, you could tell me that Jim Johnston made that theme song and I would believe you. I'm not crazy about Seth Rollins' theme song, but obviously people are into it, they're singing along, so it was effective. I got behind LA Knight's music. Every time I hear that, I just hear the crowd pop. Io Sky has an absolute banger. Jimmy Uso got a great theme song out of nowhere. And I obviously like Jay's theme song, but it's unfair to say that it was done by Def Rebel, since it's basically a remix of the previous theme song they had. So as you can see, when they actually try, it's not that bad. But then we have like 50 abominations.
I'm coming hard.
Farmer in the dell, the farmer in the dell.
I want to start with the weekly WWE television. I know the world is changing, I get it. What was popular a decade ago is not necessarily popular right now. But slap me in the ass, I want rock music in my wrestling. Obviously, I'm being biased because that's the music I grew up with, that's the music I listen to. But you know, to me, it's like fighting and rock music, they just go so well together. Raws Across the Nation, To Be Loved, Burn It to the Ground. SmackDown had a bunch of bangers, including Let It Roll, which is actually pretty underrated in my opinion. You know, you see that intro and you're like, F yeah, it's time for wrestling. And now it's just some generic ass shit made by Def Rebel. It's not even licensed music, you know. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody who's better than me. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody who's better than me. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody. Okay, fuck that. But I do realize the problem is not necessarily that it's hip-hop music, rap, whatever you want to call it. It's just that the songs are absolute dog shit, right? The bigger problem is when wrestlers have to deal with that shit. You don't want none. Now look, I don't think it's a bad song. It's actually pretty good, except for the intro. But it's not nearly as good as the previous AJ Styles song, and it's kinda crazy that AJ Styles actually likes that.
Well, I tried to make it something that I kind of like. We're going to have to find out if anybody digs it.
It's okay. It's okay, AJ. It's okay.
Trash.
I do have a list of theme songs in the WWE that absolutely suck, but let's start with this. What makes a great wrestling theme song? To me, it's as simple as that. Either a really good song, which is obvious, Edge is a perfect example of that, Randy is a good example of that both times, Triple H, but if we want to be a bit more specific, to me it's like when that music hits and you instantly react when you know shit's about to go down, that's what makes a good wrestling theme song. A perfect example of that is Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, even Randy Orton, you know.
There's a snake in my boot.
And let's give credit where credit is due, you know. Even songs right now kinda have that. When you hear LA Knight, and then you get that instant pop, that works, appreciate that. In AJ's case, the intro is way too long, and it just doesn't fit the song. And I talked about this like a year or two ago. A lot of these theme songs, especially if you watched Royal Rumble, 3, 2, 1... What the hell is that? Oh, it's one of the most important superstars in the WWE, okay. And how do you fix that? By adding "You Don't Want None," because it's AJ's voice. It doesn't matter what the song is doing next. All that matters is that you get that catchphrase. And AJ is just an example. Oh, we're gonna get into it. AJ is just an example, it's not that bad. I think I've realized how terrible WWE music is getting once we got that Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode theme song. That was dog shit, man. Like, that was so bad. Both of these guys had tremendous theme songs. Very memorable, very catchy. Top 15 contenders right here, right? And then it's like, here to show the world, glorious, random ass rock music starts playing. I think that's when I've realized, okay, we gotta do something. We gotta do something right here. And look, if I would talk about every single WWE theme song in this video, this would be an hour-long video at least. Not gonna do that. If you take anyone new from NXT, most of these theme songs suck. And to be honest, even with the main roster, I don't even know how they sound like. That's how unmemorable they are. I want to start with DIY though. This is the most annoying theme song I've heard in a very long time. Doesn't fit Tommaso Ciampa at all. Oh, I hate that shit. One positive being the team name DIY now kinda makes sense because they should probably DIY a new theme song. Then you have someone like Braun Breaker, right? You look at this dude, okay, this is possibly our next Roman Reigns, so let's work on that music, right? But then that YouTube audio library is creeping in. And you're like, okay, I think I know what it needs to sound like everything else. I don't even know how it sounds like. I've heard it like 2 times and it's like, dum dum dum, bum bum bum. And we talked about this so much, man. Like, theme song is so important. Sometimes you may not even like a wrestler that much. Maybe he's new, maybe you didn't get used to him, his character. But the theme song is so good, you start paying attention, right? With Braun Breaker, I don't see that. I don't even know what to say about Bayley's new theme song. It's like a lot of shit thrown together and none of it works. The name of the song is called Role Model, exactly what Def Rebel needs, and his name is Jim Johnston. How do I put this? The song kicks off the same way the previous song did, but then it just kinda breaks. I don't know how to put it. Role model. And then it's just some Assassin's Creed type of shit. I don't even know. I got used to Ricochet's theme song, but I mean, it still doesn't change the fact that it sucks. It sounds like something that would play during a sports event break, if that makes any sense. And now, let's take a look at the score. Then you have someone like Logan Paul, and out of all the generic theme songs, this one is probably the most catchy one. I kinda like it, but here's something that I don't understand. His gimmick is a social media influencer. When it comes to his theme song, you could give that shit to anybody. Like, really, you can't do anything creative for Logan Paul? One of the most flashiest gimmicks in the WWE right now?
Trash.
I already talked about AJ Styles. I think it's fine. The change was just unnecessary in my opinion. Carlito's new theme song is called Bad Apple. I could only assume the previous song was called Apple. The apple got bad, you know what I'm trying to tell you? It's not that bad, but again, a very unnecessary change. It's probably even more catchy than the previous one. It just has a lot less personality in my opinion. Braun Strowman also sounds very similar to his previous theme song, but instead of being catchy, now it's just a bunch of shit going on. It's not horrible, but this is a case of, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Many people would agree Finn Balor had one of the best theme songs of this generation. Unfortunately, he got a new one. It sounds weird, like, again, that's the thing, just a bunch of shit going on at the same time. It's not catchy. It's not something that will ever get stuck in your head, and we're facing the same problem. It's not necessarily bad, but he just doesn't have that feeling. And I get it, he's a heel now, his personality is different. In cases like that, with an iconic theme song like that, just change it up a little bit. You know, do this shitty thing that back in the day on YouTube you could see John Cena's heel theme song. And it's shit like, your time is up, my time is now. Raquel has very weird music, but it's not that. I swear to God, if I'm the only one who remembers that song, I don't even know how it's called, but you know which one I'm talking about, right? It can't be just me. So it sounds just like that, but then it gets bad. The problem with Damian Priest, Judgment Day's theme song is great, because it's an original licensed music, right? Damian Priest is your World Heavyweight Champion, and his theme song is like a light version of that. Now, it's not objectively very bad, but again, it's just a bunch of catchphrases put together in a song, and my favorite part of the song is when someone's shouting, badass! Candice LeRae's theme song gets me depressed, not even a joke, not joking about it, just telling you the truth. I hear that song, and I just get sad. I don't know what it is about it. Damage Control had a shitty song in the beginning, but now it's in Japanese, and it's just as bad. And look, I'm just giving you a few theme songs. If you actually go and listen to some lower mid-carder music, mid-card music, NXT music, the problem is, none of it really stands out. A lot of times, not even in a bad way, just a boring way. You're like, yeah, that's music, I guess. Let's see what's coming out. So yeah, clearly, there's so much more. The issue is, you probably don't even know what they sound like. So I kinda came to this conclusion that they can make music, and I'm not saying anyone should get fired. Jim Johnston getting back in the WWE is unrealistic. Let's face it. Obviously, they can make music, they just need someone with a vision. Someone who can be like, nah, that's not the character. He's not a firefighter, Def Rebel. He's a plumber. You get what I'm trying to tell you? They need someone with a vision, someone who gets professional wrestling. Because right now, it sounds like people who are making music for the WWE are not even wrestling fans, which is probably not even true, but you get what I'm trying to tell you. They just don't get the characters a lot of the time. So thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below your top 5 worst WWE theme songs in the WWE right now. Thanks for watching The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.